don't have to eat like slaves anymore because we're not slaves. If you cannot control what you eat, then you cannot control what you feel. Eat your largest meals in the middle of the day, not the end of the day.
What part the homeostasis plays, you're on your way to healing yourself. The homeostasis is the internal environment where your body is at its ultimate functionality for healing. Just keep in mind that everything that is happening to you is happening for you. Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome and good morning. Good morning. I'm in a great mood. I'm sure you are too. This is a beautiful, this week was just quite interesting. We want to say happy belated birthday to the most honorable and wonderful Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his entire family. Thank you for all of the hard work. You really understand hard work when you stand up. When you become an activist, when you're out there putting your life on the line for people that you never even met before. So we're definitely extending that birthday wish out to Dr. Martin Luther King. And as we approach the African American or Black History Month, we really want to highlight people that we are aware of and those that have done really wonderful things. And not only those people that have passed away, but people that are alive and that are doing things today. So let's join in together and enjoy that with join us, if I can get my lips to work. Join us in February for the Black American History. And you're probably saying, where is Carolyn? Well, Carolyn is right here, and she's going to come on up here with me. Good morning, Carolyn.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. You look wonderful as always.
Thank you. Kindly.
Well, we're talking about this really wonderful subject. I love talking about the home remedies. So everybody get your pencil and paper out, because later on in the show, what we're going to do is share with you some recipes, something that you can make your own elixir with, your own decoction or formula, whatever you want to call it. And these are some of the things that I think you'll have fun doing. We can make this a very fun hour of power. So what you got for us today, Carolyn? You got any new? Well, before we go into that, because I'm sure you got something to share. But let's say hello to the people that are here today and let everybody know what they can do to enjoy themselves with us on Instagram as well as on YouTube and Facebook.
Absolutely. Just wanted to shout everyone out that's listening and here on the stream with us. Shirley Gentle Smart. Good morning.
Woo!
Is all the way from Menifee. Whoop, whoop. Menifee.
Yay.
It's Daphne, my mama. Hey, Mom.
Yay.
Good morning. I see Shanizi here today. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Also,
Shanizi,
I love your head wrap. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And over here on Instagram, I see Arabic Sweet Princess. Hey, Amira. You. She says she's got her pencil and pad ready. She's ready to take some notes. Let's see here. And then there's Just Craig 313.
Just Craig in the house. Hey, that's my cousin. Hey, cuz, what's going on?
Family in the house. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. So we are ready. We have Jackie Lovely Lady Williams. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us today here in the Mind of Nature, hosted by Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist. And today's topic is effective home remedies. I am ready for it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Carolyn. Really great job. as we continue to go through this, we want everybody to know that, keep your minds on doing something innovative, but also, there is a disclaimer. And we really want you to think about a disclaimer, our disclaimer, especially when we're talking about home remedies, because there is so much quackery that is connected with this subject. It's not even funny. So, make sure that before you even add any this new herbs and new ways to maybe formulate something for a cough or a headache, that you listen, you do your due diligence in checking it out, and understand that we do these disclaimers because they're important, to that they'll help to, first of all, make the listener aware of something new. They might be on a medication, and that medication will have a conflict, a contraindicator, as it were, and we don't want that to happen. If you might have an allergic reaction to some of the things, so make sure you check with your PCP, that primary care physician, and make sure that it works for you. And of course, we don't have everybody's medical charts here, and that's not our focus. We want you to make sure you do your due diligence. Okay. So everybody will stay healthy and happy. And it doesn't sound like, we have one of those know-it-all type, yeah, you take this and then boom, it goes away. This is not that kind of show. We're doing this so that you'll have more to add to your knowledge, because that's one of the things that is very inspiring for me, is to share knowledge so people will become more aware. Constantly, when we have these kinds of shows, this is when people that we've never seen before just show up, and they sit back and they wait for for errors. And then, unfortunately, with these errors, what they do is they do things that are detrimental, things to maybe hurt the show, or trip up people's understanding about certain approaches to medical issues. So we don't want to get all caught up in that. And with that said, we go right into some of the things. The reason that we really think that this is very necessary to talk about is, while the American food supply is among the safest, probably the safest in the world, the federal government estimates that there are about 48 million, listen to that, 48 million cases of foodborne illness annually. And that's why this is important. This ain't about, what Dr. Zarif said. This is about you understanding that what we're speaking about, it is definitely super important to get this information and to put it into action. That 48 million per year is equivalent to a sickening 1 out of 6 Americans every year. 1 out of every six Americans have some kind of disorder or effect by eating something that will cause illnesses, especially foodborne and airborne illnesses. So that equates to each year these illnesses, estimated about 128,000 hospitalizations, and we end up losing about 3,000 people every year because of these foodborne diseases. So your food, when you're talking about food, is not like, I want to say like it was before, and nothing is like it was before. But when it really comes down to it, the bottom line is that we want you to pay more attention to what you put into your body. And that can be under the auspices of this title today, because we're talking about things that you may have around your house, things that are safe, things come without side effects. And what we mean by these home remedies, a few things to keep in mind is that the foodborne disease causing organisms frequently cause illness in United States, right here in the country. And this, we're not talking about some far off third world country. We're talking about right here. We lose 3,000 people, or, sometimes, I mean, when we have these small wars, we don't lose 3,000 people. That's a whole lot of folks. One person, of course, is too much, but keep in mind that this is something that is urgent, something that you can do, hold on to. You can use the knowledge to empower yourself. Another thing to keep in mind are the threats of numerous and varied symptoms, ranging from relatively mild discomfort to very serious and even to life-threatening. Now, while the very young and the elderly persons with a weakened immune systems are at the greatest risk of serious consequences from most foreign or foodborne illnesses. So again, the children, and I really want us to pay attention, especially to the young people, because young people are usually the garbage disposals of families. They just, here, you eat it, and you do have families and parent with great parenting skills, but some don't, and this can definitely put your child in danger. Another thing to keep in mind is what are some of the advantages of the home remedies versus the prescribed medicines. Since the discovery of penicillin, antibiotics have often been used as a go-to remedy for eliminating infection and reducing the recovery time for everything from urinary tract infections to ear aches, toothaches, and more. Unfortunately, the antibiotics have led to the gradual evolution of bacterial cells, which have developed the means to resist and attack the attack of most of the common antibiotics. Now, one of the antibiotics that we're going to talk about today, which is a home remedy and a natural vegetable, is garlic. And it's just so many wonderful things about it. We have a list of things that we want to go over with you, but these are things that you may have around your crib. Remember that kitchen should be more of a healthy place than just a place to fill up your stomach. This is where your true medicine cabinet is, in the kitchen. Now, since the 1970s, we had scientists that have been growing a growing concern about bacterial evolution, and they may be outpacing the development of novel antibiotics capable of overcoming natural bacterial resistance. As a result, people incorporate antibiotic alternatives whenever possible to help aid in rebalancing the scales between the antibiotics and the developing of the antibiotic resistance in the bacteria that antibiotics are intended to combat. So if you listen today, write these things down. These are some of the medicines, or these are some of the foods that you can, see them using that synonymously, because food and medicine can be the exact thing. When you're eating something, now I know you're not going to do this every time. None of us do, but make sure you just keep the so-called junk food at a minimum. It has to be a treat. Okay, it has to be something you're going to do little by little. Sometimes it's very hard not to get carried away eating those things, and we want to make sure that we have the kind of discipline and the management to, stay in control of ourselves. It's very easy to lose that control. So some of the risks that are inherent with the home remedies. And these are just some of the things you want to keep in mind when it comes to some of the chances that we take. Everything is a risk, but we want to reduce the risk of disease and infection and illness and death. We want to reduce that. When you don't pay attention to the things that you eat, when you don't pay attention to what the damage that you can do from overeating something or for mixing something that should not be mixed with something else that cause you illness or sickness. These are things that we want to grow. Every time you turn this on, every time you log in and we're talking about something, we want you to get the information so that you don't grow or evolve into this ignorant person, a person that doesn't have the that's illiterate when it comes to knowing more about nutrition. And many of the things that we know about nutrition are mixed with superstition, and it's also mixed with things like religion and just your cultural effect. And that is the way that people have been using certain foods for years. So as we look deeper into this, we'll get a better understanding, a better idea of exactly what we're putting into our bodies and what to expect as far as how it can affect us. Okay. So one of the things as far as the risk is concerned, there's no guarantee of safety when it comes to a lot of the herbs that we use. Now, if you're working with an herbalist or you're working with maybe a homeopathic doctor, Ayurvedic, and so forth, there are different genres of medicine. They may know the amount that they'll prescribe for you, and that's very important. Right now, when you buy an herb, it's in a gel, a capsule, is in a pill form, is in some kind of form that nobody knows in most cases how much of that you should take. So usually people are doing their measurement just by a capsule, and they'll like, I take one capsule or I'll take two capsules. Now, when you really are using the approach of getting yourself well from eating natural products, and when I say natural, it doesn't mean automatically mean safe. It just means that it is from a plant source. That's what I mean when I say natural. And other people may have their definition of it. But let's go on to some of the risk of home remedies. And remember, again, natural doesn't make it safe. It's just, you got to keep that in mind, because some people are high on the hog, so to speak, when it comes to understanding that just because it's a herb don't mean that you can just go crazy with it and take it like you're eating a handful of mixed nuts. Okay, so we're talking again about the risk. Now, first I talk about there's no guarantee for of safety, because many home remedies have never been studied. So we don't know if they actually work. And I know that some people are like, oh, what? Oh my God, that's, no, they always work. Well, yeah, there are some great formulas that work, but I want to be very clear with you that there are many herbs out there and other natural foods that we just don't know if they really work or not, because the type of study hasn't been done, so they're not tested well. And unfortunately, the Food and Drug Administration doesn't have the manpower to ensure all supplements meet minimal safety standards. Now, the end result is that the supplements, including vitamins and minerals, aren't subject to the same rigorous testing as prescription drugs are. So just keep that in mind, because there are many things, although some people don't run to medications. I personally think that the medications are very wonderful. They work when you use them correctly, and if you have a prescription, follow that prescription and follow the orders from your doctor. I know some people have some derogatory experiences with doctors, and they pretty much talk bad about that doctor or doctors because they've had that bad experience. But let's see if we can clean that up some as we go, because the medications can save lives. They have saved lives, and they'll continue to do so. If we didn't have medications, wow, our population would definitely have a different number. And I mean a lower one, because we'll lose so many people. There are great discoveries by great minds that help us with homeopathic medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, Chinese herbal medicine, and so far, so on. Another risk is that they can interact with your natural choices of herbs, can interact, or they can have contraindicators, which are negative reaction to medication. So you want to make sure that you're not taking something like whatever supplement, and that it conflicts with a prescription or over-counter medication. It's important to inform your doctor about all your vitamins and minerals and the supplements that you're taking. Write them down so that you will know what you're taking. But all of that stuff, if you have a hodgepodge of all these medications and supplements, you may be doing yourself a big disservice by taking those all at one time. You see, so that's super, super important. One more, and I'm going to stop and say hello to those people that are just joining us. Really appreciate you being here. Well, another risk is that they can also overtax your liver and your kidneys. This is super important, because the liver and the kidneys are your body's natural filtration and detox system. Your liver and your kidneys are your natural filtration system. So when you're just throwing stuff in your body and hoping, remember, there's no strategy. Hope is not a strategy. You know, hope is just something you don't put anything in action for. You just hope. You know, I mean, hope, you have to change the language that you're thinking so that you'll get better results from the decisions that you're making. So the liver and kidneys are the liver and the kidneys are super important. And later on we'll talk about some of the functionality. But when the liver can't flush out substances, the immune system perceives the rising level of toxins as a threat. The result is inflammation. So a lot of the pain that you have in your body, a lot of the swelling, a lot of those things that you may be experiencing as ailments are because we mix some of the foods that we eat that may be better. Like, for instance, if you're eating fruit and vegetables at the same time. Well, monotrophic way of eating is when you eat fruit, you eat all fruits, and that's better in the earlier part of the day. Later on in the day, as the day goes on, starting with your largest meal in the middle of your day, not before you go to bed, this can help you tremendously. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a second, and then we're going to see if we have any comments, because you can ask questions as you go. And if they make sense, I will answer them. And we're going to talk about some of the vegetables that you can use, some of the salads you can put together, and some of the other usages of herbs and so forth. This is going to be fun. So let's bring Carolyn to come on back up, and we'll say hello to those who just joined us.
It's funny how you say if they make sense, then you'll answer them.
Well, it's the truth.
And that makes sense too, because I think sometimes it's best to, just to stay on topic and be, get it done pretty much.
And it's another thing, Kara, is this, is that most people, they take guys like me and the other guys that have come before me and other people like now, and they use us as, this question and answer, board where they have a battery of questioning and tests that they want to, see. Yeah, how about this? How about that? I don't think people really mean harm, but I think that people are very sensitive when it comes to what they eat and how they eat. Remember, as I said earlier, a lot of the ways that we eat now, part of that, and a big part of that, is superstition and our religion, our beliefs. But go
Yeah,
ahead, take it away, and we'll come back on that. Go ahead. You want to say?
I was just going to say a part of that, as far as the questions that may be a little far left, is because there's a lot of information out there. Some people are on the internet and they're surfing and they're looking and scrolling through the internet, and they're finding people who may not be required to make these kinds of, I don't know, just giving out weird information. And if for someone that doesn't know what's true or false, they're going to take that information in, and they may even run with it and then end up hurting themselves. So I'm just happy that, for one, you mentioned the disclaimer in the very beginning, because anyone or any information that's given, we want to make sure that everyone's listening to it, but also doing their own research as well and consulting with their own doctor, so they can get the best help, information, and help that they need for their specific issue or concern that they may have. So that's just what I wanted to add to that. For anyone that's just joining us, thank you so much. We are in The Mind of Nature, hosted by Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist. And today's topic is effective home remedies. If you haven't already, please share the live out. If you are on YouTube and you have not subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and also give us some thumbs up. Let us know what we're doing great. Those always help. So share the live, and that's, and of course, continue to comment, drop any questions that you may have, like Dr. Zari said, in the comments, so that way we can have a conversation. All right, Dr. Zari.
I want to say also hello to Jackie, lovely lady Williams. It is so wonderful to see you here. Jackie is a very wonderful, very special lady in my life, my first wife, and I really I'm glad that we're friends, and that she's one of the wonderful experience, one of the greatest experiences I ever had, in a great person, and altogether we've enjoyed many wonderful experiences. And Jackie, thank you very much for being here today. We have D Coates in the house, also known as Diva D. Diva D is here. Thank you very much. Diva D is from Detroit. Also, we got the Detroiters in the house representing. Thank you so much for being here, and grand rising to you also. Chinizi, thank you very much, boy. You are wonderful. You definitely keeping it steady, being consistent. Really appreciate it. Watch What the Health is in the house. I'm so glad that you're here. We want to hear those things. That what do you have to say about what we're talking about, and what would you like to add to it? For those of you that want to come up, we'll bring you up too. You can get into the conversation. This is something that I love to do, and I love that you are taking time to experience this with us. Denise Kane, my sister. Hey, Denise Kane in the house. Denise Kane said that she was definitely be here to listen today, and I'm glad kept your word. Of course, you always keep your word, but I am letting everybody else know your word is good. Hey, we got the real estate Renee. We have. I'm going before it. The real estate broker Renee, and that's that another. This is one of my sisters. I got a lot of sisters, but the it's always very happy, very happy to see you here today. One of the Detroit's best realtors. Check her out when you need somewhere. She had Detroit in the house, and she'll sell your house too. So get in contact with her. And thank you, everybody. Really appreciate you being here. And Daphne, I'm like this. Daphne Smith is one of our special, wonderful guests, and really happy that you're here. And who else do we have here? I'm glad, I want to say thank you for those of you that's coming here on a regular basis. Okay. And Charlene Gento Smart is in the house. We just are so thankful for everybody that really takes time. Mr. Gento is around here somewhere.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah. Mr. Gento, welcome too. I don't see your name up here, but I know that you are somewhere close listening and really appreciate that. I want to say hello to Just Craig 313. Brother, I'm so glad to see you there. I'm over here, on Instagram, and thank you so much. And this is our wonderful cousin, Arabic Sweet Princess, has joined us. My daughter, and I'm just so glad you are here. You really make the difference here. You really make the difference. We also have Sharon Rose Bloom. Sharon Rose Bloom, thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Let me stop. Okay, excuse me. I had to get a little break there. But I want to thank Sharon Rosenblum for being here. Really appreciate you being here. And please keep coming. We have TCU here. TCU High by V. Wow, that's an interesting name. But thank you very much for being here, along with Keta 2022. We have Eva Zubor. We have Gino the Father, and we have Inspire Man 007. And we also have Ill Will the drummer. Ooh, that's funky, baby. Boom. That's a great name. So thank you all for being here. Let's go ahead and continue, if you will. Carolyn, you have anything you would like to share before I go into this next part?
No, you can go right ahead, Dr. Sari.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and hit it. Let's talk about cilantro first. We wanted you to add this to your grocery list. Cilantro boosts the unique flavor that people either love or people, they can't stand it. But most people love cilantro. These are the leaves that often garnish the Mexican and these Thai dishes. The seeds are known as coriander. You ever heard that? Coriander? The seeds from a cilantro are called coriander, and they are a prime ingredient in Indian curries. I absolutely love Indian curries. So get that. This really important. This is really used for, when you think about the medicinal, or this is known for a powerful digestive aid. So it aids in digestion, and it may be capable of removing heavy metals and other toxic agents from the body. So this is really important to keep your body clear of those harmful substances. There's another herb, lemon balm. Now, lemon balm, you'll find this in oils and tannins and bitters in the fragrant leaves and the flowers. Now, the lemon balm um, it has a relaxing anti-spasmodic effect on your stomach and your nervous system. We talked about that nervous system. The nervous system is your parasympathetic nervous system, rest and relax, as opposed to the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight and flight. This is important because it may help also fight off the viruses such as the herpes simplex virus. And you can use that. Most people use that topically. So do your due diligence, find out more about that if you're facing those challenges. Okay. Now, lemon balm is tasty and is gentle, like in the gentle family, enough for children, and it's always in most cases is prepared as a tea or in tinctures, like little drops with a glycerin base. So you can make your most people that buy their decoctions or their formulas, they may come in a lot of forms. They'll come into drops, like their tinctures. They also come in pills, and they come in capsules. And the capsules, by the way, are usually about 400 milligrams or 425 milligrams per capsule. And that's like the average amount if you're thinking about what is the capacity of these of the capsules. For those of you that are vegan, of course, you probably already know that most capsules are made with they're made from an animal. So you'll have like the boiling of animal beef or pork bones. The bones is what they use to make the capsules. Now, if you aren't a purist, you can simply just separate the capsules and let the contents pour into some hot water, and you can use it like that. Let's move along to spearmint and peppermint. Now, spearmint and peppermint, this is really, really good. They usually use these flavors like in toothpaste, and they use it in chewing gum. But both of them, they pack a refreshing zing. You can brew these to make a tea, and peppermint will help to relieve digestive discomfort. So it's like ingestion. If you have sour stomach, as people call it, it's just when, and you feel like you have to use the bathroom, you can use peppermint to help to reduce some of that agony. Also, if you are vomiting or you're nauseous and you're throwing up, this is also very, very good to help soothe your stomach. It also helps to soothe your muscles, and topically as a liquid lotion or a cream. Sometimes you'll find that is an ingredient used for that. Rosemary is next, and rosemary is the great reviver, I like to call it. It's a perennial woody herb that stimulates energy and optimism. It sharpens your memory, and it also sharpens your concentration by bringing more oxygen to your brain. And you will hear brain oxygen, food that gives you more oxygen to the brain, like banana, for instance, mango, and some other really wonderful fruits. And this beets is another one that brings more energy, and especially to your brain. When you have more oxygen in your brain, of course, you have the more clarity, cognition, and this is very important to us at all times because we're constantly using our brain. It's also a wonderful stimulating alternative to caffeine. So when you need that second wind, or you want to use something differently, rosemary is wonderful instead of drinking many cups of coffee on a daily basis. There's another wonderful herb is called mullein, and mullein it has these soothing properties, and they help to heal your bronchial respiratory infections. So this is how this is best used when it comes to plants, and especially when it comes to herbs. Now, when it comes to Black folks, we use a lot of herbs. Also, brown folks and other Native Americans. This is something that isn't real strange to many of you, but nevertheless, knowing more about it definitely helps quite much, because you get a chance to get a good idea of some of the properties. Okay, let's move along to thyme. Now, you heard of thyme, THYM. And this is really, I really love this. This is a ground cover. It's not like a plant or a little, like some of the other plants. There's actually a ground cover. They're all netted on the ground, but it has delicate stems and tiny leaves that belie the tremendous attributed. They have tremendous power that attributed to the Europeans back in the Middle Ages. Many believe that these herbs' ability is to heighten bravery and also to ward off nightmares. So people with parasomnia and insomnia, you may want to look into thyme. Thyme is a herb that we use also for seasoning. So you can use thyme along with sage, along with the different basil, tarragon. All of these are wonderful to use. Do your due diligence, find out how that can help you. Lavender is a delicious, well, very, very kind of multiple use herb. Lavender, they have lavender farms, and people have nothing but lavender as far as you can see. But lavender is used for perfumes. Lavender is used to boost medical benefits as a mild antidepressant. This is super important, especially for people that suffer from different let's say, mental challenges. You can add lavender oil in your bath to alleviate stress, tension, and insomnia. Is also used in creams, and you can also use it to treat sunburns and acne. That's a lot of stuff. But guess what? You can also use this to cook in. You can use it for your salads. You can make a lavender cake. You can bake a cake with it. Lemonade is used, lavender in the lemonade. If you ever gone out to these restaurants, there's a really fancy, but you can make this in your house yourself. And you can also use the lavender in these different heating pads, also in an eye pillow with the fragrance of these dried flowers. So an eye pillow, of course, you got a little skill in putting some material together, adding the lavender in it. It really helps. It has been known to help a person to relax. So if you have a little anxiety there, lavender may be what you need. Okay. There's other ones that we have down, like the chamomile. I'll go ahead and do one more. Chamomile. This is really cool because this kind of it's just a really beautiful plant, and is really used for relaxing. It's a antispasmodic. It helps you to calm down, especially people that are super anxious. And people that from just mild to severe anxiety. Very important. You can make great teas with this, and people have these chamomile gardens right in their homes. Those that have that that green thumb, as they call it. Okay, now there's other things that you can do. One things that I'm going to read a couple of these, and then we're going to go to the recipe, and then we got to get out of here. Okay, number one is that having pomegranate juice. Now, you might notice if you like pomegranate juice, The good old pom pom is definitely something that you want to have in your kitchen. Is good, is known for these properties, good for your heart, and is useful for people that are suffering from low blood pressure. This is really important because many people wait so long to eat during the day that their blood pressure goes down, and they have these narcoleptic symptoms, and that is that they'll just go to sleep out of nowhere, and then they start to shut down their organs. And if you start doing that, how are you going to live? Okay, so there's another basil. Basil is also called tulsi. If you've not heard of basil, basil is another wonderful herb that you can use that makes beans taste great, salads taste great. Making your own, you'll find you want to make your own salad dressings after a while because nobody can make them as good as you. They have some great ones at the market, but when you taste how those particular salad dressings taste with you making them at home, I'm telling you, you will never go and get that stuff that's on the shelf again. It's really great. So the treatment for acidity, usually people will take like basil and they'll chew it. And this is like that acid stomach, or you have the acid reflux where there's reverse peristalsis, as it's called, when you start throwing up things. And this is basil. This is super, super good to thwart that particular ailment. It just doesn't work as an antacid. It also helps the body to absorb food, but it also prevents the reflux and the formation of ulcers. Ulcers are like stomach sores. So, like people that worry a lot, people that's under a lot of pressure, a lot of tension, a lot of detrimental behavior. Let's go on to the next one. This is a clove. Clove, just taking a piece of clove and just sucking it. It just really, again, this is another food that will help reduce acid. A lot of times people feel acidic when they eat certain foods, and they combine these certain foods that have to do with sugary foods, fried foods, foods that have high amounts of sodium, all of these. So to get your balance back, that homeostasis, clove is super important. I said I was going to talk about the garlic, so let's talk a little bit about it. A flake of garlic swallowed in water will taken on an empty stomach daily in the morning can be helpful in solving many stomach and gastric problems. So in the mornings, like some people, those of us that defecate in the morning, this is really great to have as a part of that routine because it helps to refresh your body. Garlic is also one of the world's best known antibiotics. So as an antibiotic, that clove of garlic and it makes food taste really great. Its nickname is the stinking rose. And the stinking rose is really effective in helping you keep your body balanced. Am I saying anything that you can use? Let us know in the comments, and this will keep us. We'll keep doing having these wonderful presentations so that you can take this away from you. Take this away as you go. A headache caused by maybe summer heat, for instance, is cured by consuming watermelon juice. So if you're like your body is super hot and you just feel like you drenched, you out of, you don't have enough energy, you're out there playing ball, or you got your shirt off and you're all of your, the sweat, you're getting dehydrated. Watermelon. Now, I love watermelon. It's just so delicious. But we have to be aware of not overdoing it. And it's so easy to overdo it because you just keep wanting that same experience over and over. Okay. There's a few more things I wanted to share, and I got a lot more to share. But what I wanted to do here is I want to give you some recipes now. I'm gonna give you some recipes, okay? So let's start with since we're on garlic, why don't we start with garlic? The best natural remedy for sore throat is to gargle with turmeric, or turmeric, as some people say, and salt. So turmeric and salt. Now, the way that you do for this throat gargle is that you mix a half a cup of warm water, and then a half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of powdered turmeric, and you mix all of that together, of course. And then after you gargle, you don't drink or you eat anything for at least a half an hour. And then you allow the salt and the turmeric to do this job in killing the bacteria. And you continue to repeat that often as needed throughout the day. So again, you want to have a half a cup of warm water. What I do is I run my water a little hot, or I'll warm it up. I'll let the water get hot. And then as I'm adding the salt and as I'm adding the turmeric, what happens is it starts to cool off. Now, remember, you're not doing this to drink it. You're doing this, you're putting this together to gargle it. Now, how do you gargle? You put your head back, you open your mouth, and when you gargle to really get deeper into your throat, you do an audible gargle. Now you take a cloth and you put it over your mouth like this, because the water, of course, will be jumping out your mouth if you don't. And you go, you make a noise, and this will give you some of the best results when it comes to getting rid of the bacteria. Now, there's a lot of bacteria we don't even see. There's Shigella, Salmonella, E. coli. There are so many bacteria around us on a constant basis that it should be a priority to manage, to keep ourselves balanced with clean and hygienic habits. Okay, so we'll get into, we've done huge presentations on that before, but keep that in mind. Now, another thing, let's talk. I'm going to stay on garlic because I use this for other things too, and you can use it too. So right now, I just got one like. I got one like. It got to be more people than that. I know that, that's just something that we look over. So if you don't mind, send up a heart, send up a like, and then we'll know that this is working for you. But I know you probably, between writing and listening and all of that, sometimes it may not be advantageous for you to do it at that time. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue as we also welcome Murda Hampton HY. Yeah, boy, that's another interesting. I want to also welcome Lady Irene, Logic 1701, VAPS 911. Oh man, woo, we are really breaking some records today. And I'm sure Kara is agreeing with me now, because we look forward to being very helpful. Let's go ahead, and because we're supposed to go an hour of power, but I just want you to just give me about another 5 minutes, and then we out of here. Okay, so let's continue writing these down. Okay, or remember, you can also listen to the playbacks. Listen to the playbacks on YouTube, please, so that you can subscribe. We need those numbers. That's the language of networking. We got to do it like that, okay? So please don't just leave and not do anything. Go over there and make sure that you subscribe. Really appreciate it. Now, we're back to the garlic. We just talked about the gargle for a sore throat, but you also can use a drop of garlic juice. And you use the juice is what you squeeze out of the garlic, not some kind of fancy something in a carton. You get the juice of the garlic, And what happens is that you put a drop into your ear. This is for people with tinnitus, people with ringing ears, people that have excess cerumen. All of this is really very important. So a drop of garlic juice into your ear helps to relieve the pain of an ear infection also. So this is super important when you don't know what to do as your child is having that earache. This is one of the natural things that is known for that. You can also use a mixture of baking soda and lemon juice applied under arms to reduce your body odor. So you can make your own under your arms. You can make your, and it doesn't have to be messy. You can take it, you can mix it, put it into a container, take your brush, and then take your brush and then brush under here. You see, or you can take a cloth and just pat it up under there. Just don't overdo it because it makes it messy, and then you don't want to do that again. Natural cleaning with lemons and baking soda has been around for years. So this is something that you can clean your bathtub with. You can clean the sinks with. The same stuff that you clean with lemon. What is that? Comet. Those kind of cleansers. You guys know what I mean? That kind of stuff that you shake in the bathtub and even in the toilet. You can use a natural clean, and it can naturally be cleaned with baking soda and lemons. It leaves a great smell, and it does a great job. Okay. Oh man, isn't this great? This is really great getting all these. These are things that have been around for years. Now, if you add a few fennel seeds in a hot pot of water, now fennels is another one of those herbs that you find like licorice and anise. Have you ever seen that before? It's in that same family. So the fennel seeds in a pot of hot water, then you boil it for about 5 minutes, and you do this at a low temperature. You said, well, it's boiling. How can it be at a low temperature? Well, you just keep it at a low temperature. You don't turn it up really high where the water is popping out the pot, and you just take your time with that. Keep a low temperature. Now, what you do is that you actually strain the solution, and then after you strain it, you let it cool off, of course, and then you drink it. And what am I drinking it for? This helps you to relieve yourself of gas and bloating. Now, those of you that have, after you eat something, you can start using a mixture of fennel, cardamom, and mint leaves that keep you from griping. You just boil them down in water, and you make this concoction that can help doing all of this gastritis or flatulence. So this is another wonderful technique that you can use. And you see now, when you're thinking about what's happening in that kitchen, you can put a lot of very, very helpful and very effective home remedies together. I'll do a couple of more, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about apple cider vinegar, because apple cider vinegar is found to be effective, especially with a lot of other things. But like, let's say you look at your nails, and if you look at your nails and you have an infection in your nails, like right there in your cuticle, or you have an infection because you got cut or laceration or something like that, well, you can use the apple cider vinegar, which is found to be super effective against fungal infections. The apple cider vinegar is also used to lower the pH on your skin, so you can keep it nice and supple, and that the oil coming from your skin is enough to balance out to keep it nice and supple and soft and radiant. You don't want dry skin. But one of the things I wanted to if you haven't heard of, is a foot soak. You can actually take a foot soaker or, feet soaker, and you can soak the affected toenails in a solution of equal parts of water and apple cider vinegar. And you do this for about 30 minutes daily until it goes away. So again, if you have those toes and then, like you've been spraying them and it's not working, or maybe you're spraying them and it's working, if you want to get an assistant or a little boost, apple cider vinegar is wonderful. One of the very effective ingredients is called tartaric acid. Now, in white vinegar, the one that you can see through, it looks like water. Well, that is acetic acid. That's the kind of fluid that you can use. You can clean your tires on your car with that, and the window and everything. It'll smell like vinegar, but it'll be clean because acetic acid is not the safest to eat, to ingest. Tartaric acid is. Tartaric acid can also, if you eat again too much, can be detrimental instead of helpful. Okay, maybe what? Okay, we talked about. Is a really weird one. I know people talk about the stomach lining, and a lot of times, when talk about gut health. But when you suffer from, perhaps like a hangover, for instance, if you've been out drinking or you drank too much the night before, you can use a banana milkshake. Banana milkshakes with honey can give you an immense relief. You use cold milk, and I'm talking about vegetable milk, and you can also use vegetable milk with this. But other people use animal milk, and that's your preference. But if you use that milk, the milk helps to soothe the stomach's lining, and the bananas and the honey help to build up depleted blood sugar levels. So this is really good if you got, oh God, man, I want to get more of whatever. This is a really great thing to do. A couple more and we're out of here, just seconds away. Essential oils should not be ingested. Essential oils should not be ingested. They're produced by distilling oils from roots and leaves, stems, flowers, bark, and plants, all different types of plants with steam or water. Essential oils have become increasingly popular in the recent years. Now, using the power of the plants, it makes sense. Prescription medications such as aspirin and dietalis, and what else? Dietalis or digitalis is by the way, is used for types of heart conditions. But the essential oils can also work with other medications that are helpful with cancer drugs and just a whole array of them. One of the most important parts is aromatherapy. When you smell and, like, for instance, we talking about the lavender earlier. Lavender keeps you in a real cool, when you put that through the house, and it just really, really makes a really wonderful addition to your home smelling good. Okay, look, I have so much more. Maybe we'll do a part 2 on this, but there's other remedies for treatments of cough, and there's a lot of things that coffee does, things that honey does, cranberry, it goes on and on. So there you go. We squeezed in as much as we can. We really appreciate you from being here. Carolyn, why don't you come on? I'm going to bring you on up to the stage so that we can, go ahead and thank everybody together. We really appreciate it. I got to get out of here and get to the studio. And Carolyn, any closing words?
No, just, well, why would I say no and then start speaking, right? Yes.
Well, you're not going to say no.
Well, I mean, just great information, like always. The information that you share today, it's always great to be able to, if you didn't know about them, learn about them and use them. When you mentioned the turmeric and was it turmeric and salt? For the
Yeah.
sore throat. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one, so I was like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and write that down.
Yeah.
Because that's
Oh,
always.
to kill the bacteria.
Right, right. Always great to have some home remedies, especially when you're, let's say it's late at night and you don't want to run out to the like CVS, Rite Aid, or anything like that. It's great to have some things there in the house for you to be able to use.
Yeah, it's good to, what we're doing is making people more independent,
Mhm,
because a lot of us have put our health in the hands of doctors, and we do nothing. Doctors are wonderful. I don't know, when people say they can't stand doctors and stuff, I mean, I don't share that same. I don't share that same feeling. I think doctors are incredible. I mean, it takes years and years. Some of the things that I'm saying to you now took me like 10,000 hours to learn,
mhm.
and you can just sit down now and just take what you hear and research it, and you're on your way. But some of the things that we talk about are just so important, and it makes you a healthier person. You make your family healthier, and then we make the next generations healthier, because we're not eating soul food, ribs and hog maws and pig this, pig that. We're eating foods that make us healthy, foods that continue to support our youth, and it keeps everybody looking good and healthy like you do, Care.
Right. Yes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's all about health. I don't think we'll be effective if we didn't look healthy, and we didn't do things that are a that resembles health. So we have to keep ourselves healthy. It doesn't make us super people, super this or super that, but it is super important when it comes to maintain your health. Some people will fight you tooth and nail and tell you to get out of their face when it comes to you telling them or suggesting to them a certain way to eat. But you share and then you walk away. You share and walk away. You don't get all caught up in it, because that's the way that they believe. They believe that till the end of time, that the way that they're doing things works, because, again, remember, nutrition isn't just about what we eat, it's about what we believe. It's about those superstitions that we have, and it's also about our culture. Gotta understand that, okay? So a lot of times when Black people get excited about, oh, I got some sea moss, oh, I got some whatever that is because it's a new discovery. But those things have been around forever. And that's what we're doing now. We're learning more about it so that we can get out of the agnotology. That's a word that you can write down. Agnotology is just simple ignorance. It's the study of ignorance. And you have people that actually take advantage of that. I wish that watch What the Health, you could hear him speak, because he is one of my favorite activists, beautiful brother that really shares, give you a great perspective on veganism. But the way that he says it isn't attacking. It's in a way that you can just know more about that, and what he stands for, and so forth. Anyway, I really am happy. Hi, don't you feel great today that we got so many people to come? We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Always thankful and grateful for everyone that's tuned into the Mind of Nature. Dr. Zarif does his research and he's bringing you the information that he knows is the right information. You may get some information somewhere else, but I don't know. So it's best for you to tune in here to find out the information that Dr. Zarif has and bringing to us. Because
Go ahead.
I'll fight for you, Dr. Zarif.
That's
Always.
right. That's right. I hear you, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I want to welcome. Oh man, I got family all. Man, come on. Hey, just Craig, look at this is all our family. Michael Carlisle. You got Denise Kane and Chantel Heath. All of these, this is family, family, family. And Andre Brown, little brother in the house. Boy, we got family all over the place. And I love it. And I really thank you all. You know, we are the Zarifians.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I know people say we're the champions, but we're together. We're making great strides. Let me thank everybody for myself and Care that, you know, we are thankful that you're spreading this news because people are getting wiser and wiser, changing their shopping habits, changing their eating habits, making sure that they're getting rest. They understand the importance of sleep, making sure that they're doing some kind of exercise. You don't need to go to a gym. You can start right where you are. And the other thing that is beautiful is now eating the foods with more nutrients in it. It just makes all the sense in the world. And we're just super, super, very, very thankful for that. And we're thankful that you put your families first. We're going to come to you every week at 8 a.m. This is going to be PST, bringing it to you like it is. Eileen Matthias just joined us. Oh my God, we break a record. What? We got the pros coming in. Thank you very much for being here. And this is all again, you know, I don't know. I'm just overwhelmed. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's let Kara close it out. We love you, and we do this because we are you, and we are. And I didn't make a mistake saying that we are you, and we're learning more and more about how to be connected and continue to look out for each other in the ways that are very important to ourselves and our family. Kara?
Absolutely. And again, thank you to everyone that joined us here in the Mind of Nature. Our mission is to bring awareness, listen to your feedback, and now it's time for you to take action. Again, for anyone that would like to look at the replays, please go over to YouTube. On Instagram, the YouTube channel is Dr. Farid Zarif. Facebook, same thing. Just go over to the YouTube channel to watch the replays and take more notes if you needed to. Thank you all so much for joining us. Again, see you all at 8 a.m. PST on Saturday.
Thank you. And I love you, Amira. That's my baby. Talk to you later.